Hello everyone! The topic that we are discussing for today is social philosophy. Social philosophy is the study of questions about social behavior and interpretations of society and social institutions. Now that you know the meaning of social philosophy, now let's dive into the human person in the society.
So, state has its four elements, mainly the PEGS. P stands for the people, T stands for the territory, G stands for the government, and S stands for the sovereignty. Now, let's define every each of them. Let's start with P, which is people. People can be defined as the members of a community or the ones who lives in that certain area. Next is T, territory. Territory can be defined as a certain place that is owned by or that is controlled by a government. So next is G, which is the government. So the government is the one who administers the public policies, the political and sovereign powers through institutions and laws within a state. Last is S, which is sovereignty. Sovereignty can be defined as the authorization or the power of the government to control over a state. So after hearing the definition of each of them, let's try to connect or link each of them to know how these elements control a state. So now let's start with the people and the territory. So for example, to be defined as a Filipino citizen, my parents should be pure Filipino and I should be born here in the Philippines. But if I was born in America or the United States, they would define me as the people of America or simply an American citizen. Is between the territory and the government. They can be connected with each other in terms of where or until where can the government hold the state. For example, in the United States, they have their own rules and regulations. But these rules and regulations cannot be applied here in the Philippines because they don't own the Philippines. The last one is between the government and sovereignty. The level of sovereignty can be determined on what type of a government does a state have. For example, in a democratic country, people there are free to do whatever they want. They are free to choose whatever they want because it is a democratic country. And the level of sovereignty there is very low because people are free. They are free to choose whatever actions they may do. And the government doesn't have any actions for it.
So now that you know the different elements of state, let's now discuss the different forms of societies and individualities. First on the list, medieval period, also known as the Dark Ages. In this kind of period, the way of living is called feudalism. But what is feudalism? Feudalism is where a central leader governs a land providing military service, and in exchange, the villagers of that land should give half of the produce to that leader. Feudalism came from a medieval Latin word feudum, which means to own a property or possession. So gaining more properties and being influential is important in this kind of period. So second on the list, the modern period. Under this period, we have three kinds of form, namely naturalism, empiricism, and critical idealism. So I'll be discussing naturalism and the other two will be discussed on the latter part of this video. So, naturalism. Naturalism dictates that everything came from nature, and nature itself is the only source of truth. Naturalism excludes supernatural, spiritual, and other superstitious beliefs, but everything besides that, from death to irreversible laws such as aging, dying, and science, transfer of heat from a hotter object to a colder object. Everything, all of that is included in naturalism. Also, under naturalism, it is believed that a human can experience the best way of living by living under a strong, benevolent, and dictatorial civil government.
Also, under the modern period is empiricism. Empiricism is first introduced by John Locke, George Berkeley, and David Hume. During the period of empiricism, in order for you to believe it, you must experience it first. For in empiricism, true knowledge is equal to your senses and experiences.
So now that you know everything about that, let's now look into the ideas of Karl Marx and his solutions to the different problems of societies. Karl Marx is a philosopher who believes that everything or all the problems of societies can be solved by three solutions. Number one is by centralizing the economy into communism. So now, communism is an ideology in which everything will be publicly owned, and everything is determined by the individual's achievement and experiences, which leads us into his second solution, abolishing all private properties. And his third solution is by having a caste system. He believes that everything is born equally, and no one is born into a higher class. So now with these three, by centralizing the economy into communism, by having a caste system, and by abolishing all private properties, he believes that this is the advanced or more advanced form of society.
So we already know about the different elements of the state, and we have also discussed the various forms of societies and individualities. So let's now delve into the evolution of such human societies throughout time. During the medieval ages, we have the insurgence of agrarian feudalism and also the power of the Catholic Church. Afterwards is the modern industrialism period and virtual technology period. So agrarian feudalism focuses more on the property. Feudalism, as said before, that it refers to medieval Latin feudum, which means possession, meaning that this possession is what defines your place in society. So people back then were really keen on having much possession. This possession they give to a central ruler among themselves, among their community. This is commonly seen in pop culture. Game of Thrones, actually. So I watched an episode of Game of Thrones a week before, and I saw that this TV series actually focuses on feudalism because they have their lords and ladies and the people they rule. So here, the people they rule submit themselves to their respective lords and ladies of their community. The Catholic Church. The Catholic Church was a very powerful force in the medieval ages. The Catholic Church was the center of almost all aspects of society: government, government politics, religion, economics, societal standards. They were the ones who actually dictated on what things were right and what things were wrong. So we can observe the influence of the Catholic Church in popular culture today, actually. Modern games such as Assassin's Creed actually focus on power of Catholic Church. The main protagonist, in some cases, combat certain personalities of the Catholic Church, which are very, very powerful men. The Pope, some bishops or friars, these people were very influential in medieval ages. So actually combating the Catholic Church was a very hard task because they were the center of almost the whole scope of society. So modern industrialism. Modern industrialism was a period after the Renaissance and the Enlightenment age. So people in this part of evolution of human societies, they basically focused more on sciences than beliefs and faith. as opposed to medieval ages where feudalism and the Catholic Church were the powerful forces. Here, science and reason have begun to take control on what dictates the way of life of people. So people are more focused on the production of goods through machines, science, and the like. You can actually see this in current popular culture in games such as BioShock. I played BioShock a month ago, and I actually liked it very much because it focuses more on ideologies and philosophies based on scientific concepts. It doesn't focus more on about God and faith, but it actually focuses more on science and the ability of man, which is actually a very point in the whole concept of the Renaissance and the Enlightenment age. So yeah. So virtual technology. This is the part of evolution of human societies which we are currently in. So despite lack of physical contact, we are actually more connected as individuals. This is made possible due to advancements in technology which allowed humans to interact with each other even though we are from different parts of the world. So for example, I am here in the Philippines and I could actually, due to technology, communicate with other people from, let's say, Libya or United States, even Europe, given that they also have advancements in technology. So culture today focuses more on social media, actually. The effect of social media on people. We are termed as being more connected to each other as humanity, but we are losing that personal connection with other people. For example, the internet. The internet has brought many people together. It has been a factor in the exchange of ideas and conversations, which is actually good. But considering that because of the advancements of the internet, we have actually participated less in physical contact and establishing relationships with each other. This is actually quite sad to know. So people today are termed as virtually connected because we don't have much physical contact. And this is actually the stage which we are in as a society. And yeah, that's basically the evolution of the human society, from agrarian feudalism to the control of the Catholic Church to modern industrialism and to current technological advancements that brought upon virtual technology. So